welcome to the Six Report. I'm joined today with Danny Keating, CEO of Giyani Metals. And Danny, you are the newly appointed CEO of Giyani Metals. Can you talk about your experience in mining and in Africa, please?
Certainly. Well, good to be with everyone today. My background, I've worked for most of my adult life on the African continent and in a lot of countries in Africa, from South Africa, where I grew up and got my mining degree, as well as in Zambia, spent some time in Namibia, Guinea, and other parts of West Africa, Sierra Leone, Liberia, and also a bit of time in Mozambique. So I've had a good sort of spread of experiences, and also in different ways, sometimes in production, sometimes on project management, sometimes as CEO, particularly in West Africa, driving businesses forward there. And I think, when we talk of Africa and all, it's a lot of countries, and it's a big place. And I think the important thing that I've kind of learned from those experiences is around ultimately the respect, having a respect of that you're in someone else's country, respecting their culture, but also respecting that the way they might want to see projects or activities in their own country might be different, and there are different objectives to what they're wanting to see, how they want to see economic activity for their own people and the development within their own cities and towns and in the countryside. So I think that's part of what I'm looking forward to working on with Giyani, and we'll come to maybe some more aspects of that. But I'm excited to be now working in Botswana, a country that I haven't worked in a lot before, but obviously this is a new opportunity for me. But again, bringing that thought of my experiences of working in different countries and to my new Botswanan experience.
Definitely. And like you say, Giyani is in Botswana, but can you give us a quick overview of the Giyani story and the Cahill project for people new to your story?
For sure. I think in essence, you started the bigger picture, which is the change the change in which we have to all take our responsibility and reduce the level of CO2 emissions we have in the world. And obviously that filters its way through to the electric vehicle revolution. It's not a perfect change, but we know that's happening. And obviously that makes its way through to the battery technology, which then comes back all the way through to the raw materials and feedstocks into that. And that's where Giyani Metals sits. And that's why it makes it such an interesting and exciting place to work, is that we're into what is the new sort of areas of this business. In some respects, it's evolving in terms of battery technology, but it's exciting. The company itself is making high purity manganese that goes into the batteries and as a precursor material. Very important. It's one of the key components. It's called the forgotten metal because it's the one that's always been, I suppose, the most, I don't know if it's easily available, but it's certainly the cheapest. And I think what we're doing is we're starting to realize that as this battery technology evolves, that this is one of the most critical components of it. And because it maybe has been slightly lower valued before, not a lot of development went in to making this sort of product. And I think that anyone who looks at the growth we see in EV vehicles and batteries and the cascade that we see of that into supply requirements, there's a massive shortage here, and that needs to be filled. And Giyani is at the front of that process in terms of delivering this product. And the way we're doing that is we've developed a proprietary technology, processing, a technology that is proprietary in the sense of it's a new way of doing something with a whole load of old sort of technologies. So what we're using is there's nothing new in the components we're using in our process. It's just that we put them together in a new way, and that makes an exciting difference. And so we're hoping that is the quintessential part of the business on how we can take it forward and be competitive in the space and deliver product urgently into the market. I think that needs to be acknowledged, that this market needs this product, and so that's why Giyani is very important. We also, the other aspect of Giyani is obviously we've got the input to our own process, and that's our mining side. We have the Cahill project itself in Botswana has a fantastic resource base. What is key is also in Botswana, we're going downstream in terms of not just a raw ore sort of sales, direct shipping ore, we're actually processing in country and making a high value product in the country, which is obviously very important. And so basically that's the thesis of what Giyani is. It's this company that's driving to sort of fulfill this ever-growing need. And we believe that this is the start, because this process and the way we want to conduct our business is that we hope to be able to take this to other deposits, other places in the world, where there might be the right sort of ore bodies and an opportunity to create more of the product and supply the different European American markets.
Perfect. Thank you for that explanation. When researching for this, I actually saw there was a press release on April 6th informing the market of the submission of an environmental impact statement. Can you elaborate further on this EIS, and does this affect further progression on the Cahill project?
It does. It's a fantastic milestone to have met. I must admit that predated my joining, just as I was joining, that was filed with the Department of Environmental Affairs in country. It's a huge milestone. The business is committed to delivering all of the environmental, social, and governance aspects within the IFC performance framework and the Equator principles. That's a requirement now for, and should be for, any mining company operating in the world to work to that highest international standard. We obviously, as part of that, meet all of the Botswana and local requirements at the same time. And so that's the first step. We filed it with the government. They'll now review and they'll come back to us, but indications are that we've got the right kind of information that they need. And then they'll approve it, and then that's the first step for us to then go forward and get our environmental impact assessment then process approved, and then move on to the mining license application. So that's an important part for us to make sure we're moving forward to get our licensing and permitting in place. Everything obviously has to run in parallel, and that's a key aspect. So it goes to the heart of the good things that we're doing in country and showing within the community and within the government in Botswana that we are committed to doing and operating to the highest international standards.
Thank you. And what can people expect for 2023 specifically going forward?
I think it's important that and part of the work I'm doing is looking at the business at where we can grow. And so there's some areas around our resource that we've flagged to the market that we want to upgrade the mineral resource statement that we have. So work is ongoing there. We have as our most important aspect is our demonstration plant. So we're moving forward to the construction and commissioning of this plant. It'll go on through the year. It's an incredible facility. It's a smaller version. It's a demonstration of the process we have. It's a smaller version of the plant we ultimately hope to build. We'll get incredible learnings off that, both as how we operate the plant, what the best configuration of the plant should be, how we can make the product to the highest specifications or other specifications. So not all battery producers want the same specification. So we have some opportunity to create and understand the flexibility in the plant. So that's an incredible opportunity. It also gives us a chance to front run and our kind of execution capability. We've got a smaller plant, and we can. It's a very detailed process to go through, but it's giving us a lot of learnings on how to execute projects. So it's teaching us a lot. It's an excellent training exercise at the same time. So that's good. So those are some of the key things that we're looking at the moment within this year, I would think, and where I'm focused. Yeah.
And what's the best way to reach out to the team, and where can people go to learn more about the Giyani Metals story?
To the website, where firstly there's a huge amount of information on obviously all of the team and the project, and a bit more about manganese high purity sort of products, so that people can get a bit more information on the battery space and how this all fits in. So that's there. Plus, if you go to the investor pages, there's links there that allow you to sort of send messages through. And if you look also on our press releases, there's usually contact details. So please hit the website and send us your questions. We're happy to speak to people.
Perfect. Thank you so much for your time, Danny.
Excellent. Thank you.